Hey everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of the Private Podcast.
Whoa, exciting.
I know, right?
Yeah.
We're kicking things off
Yeah.
with something super important to both of us.
Yeah.
And it's finding new ways to make mental health care more accessible.
Absolutely. And I think it's something we're both pretty passionate about.
Yeah.
Everyone deserves to get quality mental health support, right? No matter where they are, what they're going through.
Exactly. And that's what really drew us to the private clinic. That's what this deep dive is going to be all about today.
That's really interesting.
They're all about next-gen health.
Okay.
But like, what does that even mean?
Well, I think next-gen health in this case is about going beyond those limitations of traditional mental health care.
Yeah.
They're using tech to create what they call a robust mental health platform to reach people in ways we haven't really seen before.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
So how does that actually work? What makes them so different?
I think one of the biggest things is their focus on telemedicine.
Okay.
They offer 204% secure chat with licensed doctors, therapists, other professionals too. Think about that.
Yeah.
You can literally get support from anywhere in the world at any time.
That's pretty amazing.
Right.
Especially for people, maybe traditional therapy just isn't an option for them.
Exactly. Imagine, if you're in a war zone or a community where mental health is super stigmatized, having that online option could be a game changer.
It's almost like having a therapist in your pocket, ready whenever you need them.
Yeah.
But I do wonder, can telemedicine really replace that, face-to-face interaction? Is something lost there when you go digital?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think it really depends on the person and the type of therapy we're talking about. Some people might find it easier to open up online, while others might, really need that in-person connection.
Yeah.
It's not one size fits all, but it definitely opens up the options.
So true. It's all about choices.
Yeah.
And speaking of options, they seem to have a bunch of different pros available, not just therapists.
You're right.
Yeah.
They've got psychiatrists, psychologists, and other care professionals. You can get medication management, therapy, other support all in one place.
That's pretty unique.
Right.
Yeah, that really shows a commitment to a holistic approach.
Yeah.
Looking at the whole person.
Absolutely.
Not just their symptoms.
It's not about just slapping a Band-Aid on it. It's about getting to the root of things.
And that brings us to another, I think, key thing about them. Empathy.
Oh, yeah.
They seem to really want to create this
safe space.
Yeah, a safe, supportive environment for everyone who uses it. I saw that on their website, they use these phrases like your safe place, your comfort zone.
It's not just a marketing thing.
Right.
They have secure consultations.
Yeah.
And they really focus on building trust and rapport with their clients.
And that's so important, especially when you're talking about mental health.
Huge.
You need to feel comfortable sharing those vulnerable things.
Absolutely.
And for some, maybe that's easier to do online.
Interesting.
Yeah, the internet can actually be more comfortable for certain people.
Yeah.
Especially if you're struggling with shame or stigma.
That's a great point.
It can feel less scary than walking into a therapist's office for the first time.
Yeah, it's it takes away that initial hurdle.
Yeah.
Which can be a huge obstacle for a lot of people.
So anything that makes it easier to reach out is a win.
Huge.
In my book.
Definitely.
Okay. So we've covered telemedicine and all that empathy stuff.
Yeah.
But how does this thing actually work? Step by step?
Well, it's pretty streamlined, actually.
Okay.
It all starts with, a free online consultation.
Oh, cool.
Where you answer some questions about your, mental health and stuff.
That's good. No upfront costs.
Exactly. And that's a big plus for accessibility, right?
It's huge. So no commitment. You just see if it's a good fit.
Dip your toes in.
Exactly.
And then, based on your answers, a medical professional kind of reviews everything.
Okay.
And then they do a more in-depth interview.
Oh, cool.
So that's where that personalized approach comes in, They're not just using a generic assessment.
Right.
They're tailoring it to your actual needs.
And not just checking boxes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So once they get a clearer picture, they can recommend the best way to go about treatment, right?
Okay.
Which could be therapy, medication, or both.
And about the medication, I saw that they offer doctor-trusted options, but they're really clear it's not a quick fix.
Oh, absolutely.
They really emphasize it takes time.
everyone responds differently. And that's refreshing, honestly.
It is.
Because meditation is often seen as like this magic bullet.
Right.
But it's way more complex than that.
For sure.
And they seem to be responsible about it, starting people on smaller doses, letting their systems adjust.
Like that patient safety first.
Exactly.
Not just rushing into the strongest stuff.
It shows they're thinking long term.
Totally.
Like psychiatry, personalized, they say.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Right, tailoring the plan to the individual.
So what about the range of mental health concerns they address? Is it broad or?
From what I've seen, they cover a lot.
Okay.
Mood disorders, anxiety, addiction, psychotic disorders, even relationship stuff.
Wow, that's comprehensive.
It is.
So it's not just individual mental health,
right,
but also like the whole relationship dynamic.
Exactly.
Interesting.
And they even have a section for older adults.
Oh, wow.
Addressing those unique challenges that come with aging.
They really have thought of everything.
It seems that way.
And get this, they don't require insurance.
Seriously?
Yeah. Which is a huge barrier for a lot of people.
I know, it's a total game changer.
Opens up access to so many people who might not be able to afford, traditional therapy.
Totally.
Or medication.
It's amazing.
So they're making mental health care accessible, convenient and affordable.
They're really hitting home that comfortable experience thing.
Yeah.
No phone calls, no waiting, no insurance hurdles.
Like they knew all the pain points.
They just got rid of them.
Smart.
Right.
But how do they create that safe and comfy feeling online?
Well, they use secure platforms, for communication.
Right.
And they're very clear about how they handle your personal info.
Good.
Plus, they seem to really emphasize training their professionals to be, sensitive and empathetic.
That makes sense. That trust is so important when you're talking about vulnerable things, especially with something like, LGBTQ plus mental health.
Yeah, that's a whole other
sensitive topic.
Yeah, I'm curious to see their approach to that.
Yeah, it really seems like they're focused on being inclusive.
Definitely.
I saw on their site a whole section on self-care for LGBTQIA plus people.
Right.
Like they're going beyond just treating conditions and actually promoting well-being.
Absolutely. It's a holistic approach, right?
Yeah.
Offering tips for taking care of yourself, celebrating your identity, finding that peer support.
And then I saw sections on finding support for LGBTQIA plus mental health and supporting someone who is LGBTQIA plus.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so important to have resources, not just for, the individual struggling, but also for their loved ones.
Yeah.
It's hard to know how to help sometimes.
It really is.
So having those readily available resources is a big deal.
And they're not shying away from the stigma.
No, not at all.
Especially within the LGBTQIA plus community.
Right. They're very clear that being LGBTQIA plus isn't the problem itself, but that discrimination and stigma.
Yeah, and that can really take a toll.
Oh, for sure.
They highlight that 39% of LGBTQIA plus individuals are struggling with their mental health.
That's a significant number.
It is. It shows the need for specialized services.
Absolutely.
That are sensitive to their unique challenges.
And creating a safe, affirming environment where people feel seen and heard.
It's not just offering therapy, it's about creating that space.
And having a diverse range of providers too, right?
Yeah.
So people can connect with someone who understands their experiences.
Yeah, and staying informed about the latest developments and challenges.
It's all about meeting people where they're at.
Right.
And making support feel accessible and comfortable.
What I really like is how they focus on optimal care.
Yeah.
Not just for the individual, but for the whole family.
Oh, that's great.
They have individual therapy, couples therapy, even family therapy.
Wow, that's a really holistic approach.
Yeah, recognizing that mental health doesn't exist in a vacuum.
Right.
Our relationships are a big part of it.
Sure.
They even offer support for if you're worried about a family member.
Really?
And you want to help them get care.
Wow.
So it's very holistic.
Definitely. Everyone in the family benefits.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I'm struck by how the private clinic isn't just a platform. It's like a vision for the future of mental health care.
Totally. I couldn't agree more.
They're leading this movement using technology to break down barriers.
Increase accessibility.
Yeah.
Personalize care in ways we've never seen before.
Challenging us to think differently about mental health care.
For sure. Moving beyond the traditional models.
It's exciting to see this transformation.
It is.
And hopefully platforms like this will keep paving the way for a more just and equitable system for everyone.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, that's a great place to end.
It is.
Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the private clinic.
My pleasure.
I hope you all found it insightful.
Yeah, me too.
And inspiring.
Definitely inspiring.
And for everyone listening, keep exploring.
Yes.
All these new approaches to mental health care that are popping up.
There's so much potential out there.
There is so much potential to make a real difference.
Absolutely.
Remember, seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness.
Couldn't agree more.
Reach out to someone you trust, explore those resources, and you are not alone.
You got this. Thanks for listening, everyone.